The following Best of Central Florida program is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
Welcome to the Best of Central Florida. If you are a homeowner, this show is for you. I will do it, as always, with my beautiful co-host, Makaila Nichols. Makaila, how are you?
Great.
Your home, they say, is your biggest asset. How to improve it is a very important decision, and who you can trust is sometimes a difficult decision.
Definitely.
Are you ready for today?
I am.
Here's what we're going to do. A very short break. When we return, the best home improvement businesses in all of Central Florida.
The Best of Central Florida, Makaila's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
So when it comes to best home improvement, I love anything that really just kind of adds to your home designing. Stop looking at me like this, I can't. Anyway, when you're designing your home, you want it to be pretty because you have to live in it. So Makaila's Choice for best home improvement are my friends at MG Interiors. I'm joined by two incredible lead designers, Kate Burris and Tiffany Cost. So happy to have y'all here.
Thank you. We're thrilled to be here.
Yes. So I've got to know, we're talking about MG Interiors. Who is MG?
So MG Interiors is a group of 17 women. We started a few years ago, about 4 years ago, as just Maureen, our owner and founder. And then the demand for her services just got to be so great that we started to expand. I joined her in March of 2021. And then since then, we've added on 15 other women. So
Absolutely.
Lots of growth, lots of girl power.
I love it. Hey, no, listen, all the boss ladies, when they come together, and let's be honest, women do have a really good eye for design.
Yes, yeah, we
No
get
offense.
it done. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree.
Yep, and so we're a group of women, so many different backgrounds and talents, and we just bring a lot of different things to the table, and I think we really complement each other really well to create a strong team.
Well said. And your clients, I mean, when they're working with you, like you're one big family, which is awesome. It's so important to trust, especially if you're coming into someone's home, you're helping them get to that decision, how to improve their home. Tell me a little bit about your perfect client.
I love that you asked me that because we were just talking about it on the drive here about what we love about what we do. And that's the biggest thing is, yes, at the end of the project, we come away with this amazing portfolio and all these incredible before and after photos. But along the way, we've created a friendship with these clients. We've met their families. It's a very vulnerable position to be in, to have someone come in and to see your whole home, to see your closet, to see your bathroom.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the places that your house, your guests don't always see, but we see it all. They bring us in. And so just to do that whole journey with them from the beginning to the end and get to know them, that's what's so much fun. And then we have a lot of clients that come back again later. And maybe they're in another season of their life. They started out where they needed maybe a nursery done, and then later on, as their kids grew up, they needed renovations done that would just really work for them and what they needed to function at that time.
When do I pick up the phone and call you? Is it when I'm like looking at my bathroom, I'm like, oh man, like I can't take this anymore? Or maybe I'm trying to, chat with my partner about, hey, encourage him to be like, we need to do something. When do I call you?
It's a great question because, and this is not a great answer, but I'll expand on it.
Great.
Anytime. So we do all sorts of projects. We'll do, if you're looking at your bathroom and there's just small cosmetic changes, maybe it's working for you functionally, but you're like, oh, that tile is an eyesore, or I don't love the color of this vanity. We will come in, we help you with small cosmetic changes, styling, accessorizing, but we also do a lot of full gut remodels. So the sky's the limit, honestly. If you want to do your whole home, we can do that. If you want to focus on just one space and refresh it, we can do a lot with that too, and you'd be shocked at the difference that it makes.
Oh, I'm sure. And I mean, you guys focus on like residential, commercial, Airbnbs. You really cover it all. It doesn't matter what kind of property we're working with, right?
That is correct.
I love it. And I mean, when we're getting to that stage and we have to trust you, do you kind of like hold my hand through this entire process? How does that work?
We really do. It's our process really brings the client into the process, and they're able to just have a lot of say in what's happening in their home,
That's
as
important.
they should.
Yeah, it's their house, right? It's not my house.
So we're not going to just walk in and take over the whole project, but we're going to guide them. We're going to take away that decision fatigue that comes when you're doing a renovation.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming.
There's so many choices that you don't even realize going into it. So we take that away. We narrow it down, but we make sure that the vision that we have is absolutely aligned with what they want. A lot of times our clients don't even know what they want. They're like, I don't know what my style is. I don't know. And then until they see it. So the discovery process is so important for us, and that's just really pulling out like their likes and dislikes. So we spend a lot of time on that to make sure that we're customizing everything perfectly for them. We don't want it to be a show house. We want it to be for them, to feel like them, and to really embody like what they're about. So if that means incorporating sentimental items or pieces, certain pieces of art, like we're gonna do that. We're gonna make sure that's a priority for them.
And one of our favorite phrases is, we can make anything work, just not everything work. So we will work around anything. I feel like, we, like Tiffany said, we try our best. Like, we want it to be magazine worthy, but we want it to function. A lot of our clients, not everybody, we have all sorts of ages and demographics, but a lot are young parents. And we both have young kids ourselves. So we understand, like, it has to be functional. It can be beautiful and functional. So we help to marry that and help them to just live in a home where they feel just at peace and like they can exhale, but still live as well and not have to live in like a glass house museum, They
Definitely.
can
It's pretty
enjoy life.
functional, and we love it. Well, you
Exactly.
guys are welcome into my home anytime. Keep up the great work over
Thank
at
you.
MG Interiors, and we will be right back with People's Choice after this short break.
If you have money sitting around and you don't know what to do, or you have a financial advisor who you don't trust or who's not explaining things to you and you don't know what to do, I do know what to do. You call my good buddy John Ledford, Fortress Wealth Group. It's not one size fits all. You get to know your clients from the very beginning, and you know exactly where they are now, where they want to be. It's super important.
Yeah, so the cornerstone really of any financial plan is really about knowledge, intimacy, and really understanding what's important to people. And although a lot of people say investment returns are super important and they can't be minimized, study after study shows that other things are a lot more important. And they say they value an advisor who knows them and knows how to apply expertise to their situation more than anything else. And that's something that we have really been built on as a firm.
Of course, and you're doing a fantastic job, but also people don't understand. It's not all about, oh, I made 7% last year. It's also, and a huge cornerstone of what you do is you save money on the taxes, which adds to that return.
Yeah, we find very few advisors are tax forward in their thinking or even tax backward. They're just not involved at all. We find very few accountants and CPAs are really seeking for strategies to help their clients. And as we've talked about before, the IRS says that 30% of business owners overpay, most businesses overpay by 30%.
Yeah.
And so if we can enter a situation, enter a relationship and start with saving you lots of money, which is typically what happens, then we find that the relationship just continues to go swimmingly from that point forward.
What's different in calling you right now versus calling the big TV commercial people?
So I like how you frame that, the big TV. They're very unpersonal, so I like that side of it. But the big difference is if you're an advisor who is at one of those companies, right? You not only don't provide tax advice, you're not allowed in most cases to provide tax advice. It's specific to their contract with that company that there's a line they cannot cross. Right. And so if you're a registered investment advisor, which we are, and you're not affiliated with one of those companies, which we're not, we're truly unbiased. We work for our clients and our family. That's our only marching orders. And whereas some of those companies do a good job of analyzing that maybe that thin slice of the tax code, we look at the whole tax code.
I love it.
And if it's available, we're going to make it work.
We trust you. You should trust them as well. Fortress Wealth Group QR code is on the screen, or call the phone number. You will not regret this very important decision.
The Best of Central Florida, People's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
You have spoken, the people have spoken, and People's Choice for Best Home Improvement Business goes to our great friends over at Newberry Homes. Chad Newberry is here. Chad, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Tell me about the relationship. You do a lot of custom building, of course. How is that relationship, and how important is that relationship between your customer and you, that between the person that's having you build the house and you as the contractor?
It's very important, particularly because we're a design build, custom type home builder. It's very important that the client communicates what their vision is, what they're wanting in the home, because we pretty much design from scratch, and we take that information and we create a one-of-a-kind type house for them.
Yeah. How did you get started in this business?
Well, my dad, I'm third generation construction. My dad's been doing it for over 30 years, and when I graduated from grad school, I wanted to partner with my dad, start up something with him, but leverage his construction experience to do something in real estate development. So I wanted to be a real estate developer. So that's why I went down the route that I'm in now.
When someone decides to build their own house versus buying something or buying from some big developer, it's an important decision because it's probably going to be their biggest asset and something they're probably going to live in for a long time. How important is that choice on who they choose to build that home?
I say that when people are thinking about building a custom home and working with a builder, it's almost like dating. You're going to be in a serious relationship with this person for the next year, year and a half. So make sure that you get along with the builder and that you guys see eye to eye on things, because you want that relationship to be very harmonious.
Right. And you separate yourself from a lot of the other builders. What makes Newberry Homes different?
I think it's our out-of-the-box thinking. We usually take on projects that a lot of builders don't want to take on, whether it's a real estate development project for a unique piece of property, or if a client really just wants to put their own design input into it. We're kind of unique in the sense that we kind of take on the absurd, I guess.
I feel like you're somewhere between like a big builder and sort of the mom and pop shop. You have like this little happy place that you're living in, and you've done some really big projects and working on some stuff coming up.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up our first real estate development project, which is a small boutique subdivision in Ponce Inlet, $1 million homes. That's how we got started, and that's how we got known for building luxury custom homes, coastal homes, and doing real estate development. But yeah, we're working on like this really cool Japandi style house, which is a Japanese and a Scandinavian style house. We're building some really cool modern houses in College Park. So yeah, a lot of really fun things coming down the pike, and things that we're wrapping up now.
A lot of moving parts, so to speak, when it comes to building a custom home. What's your favorite part of this job?
I would have to say probably the creative process. I'm very right brain, left brain. I always thought it was a curse, but like being creative and working through that creative process with my design team and with the client is probably a big high for me. Also seeing the final product, so to kind of come up with something like an idea and a vision, and then kind of see it realized and know that it's going to be here longer than I am. I think that's really cool.
Right.
And then even though my dad drives me bananas a lot of days, I really do like working with him. He has his specialty, I have my specialty, and we kind of work harmoniously together. And I think, one day I'll look back and I'll be like, this is a great part of my life working with my dad.
The beginning part, do I just call you? I don't know exactly what I want. Do you help me through that design process?
Yeah, so a lot of people will reach out to us. I send them to our website. We actually have a custom home calculator on our website, so people are like, how much does it cost to build a custom home? I'm like, go to the calculator, put in what you want, and it'll spit out a number. And if that's anywhere close to what you're thinking you're going to want to spend on a custom home, that's a great way to start. That's mynewberry.com. A lot of people just pick up the phone call us, and we just kind of start collaborating and see if it's a good fit or not.
Doing a great job, Chad. What a pleasure it was to meet you. And if you're considering a custom home, there's really one choice for you in this market. It's Newberry Homes. A quick break. When we return, Justin's Choice is up next.
The best of Central Florida, Justin's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
And finally today, it is time for my favorite portion of the program. It is time for Justin's Choice. And Justin's Choice for Best Home Improvement goes to, I think, our best friends that we haven't hung out with outside of the studio.
Yeah, we gotta change that.
I think it's
That's lame.
Corey and Justin are here, Universal Roof and Contracting. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thanks for having us again,
Seriously
guys.
though, like I can't believe we haven't hung out yet. We have
Maybe
a group.
maybe we're not cool enough.
Yes.
Do you think they don't want to hang out with us?
I think it's you.
Oh,
it's not
I see.
us.
I
it's
invited you guys last time.
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah, your turn.
You're right.
Yeah.
We're going
Right.
to do that soon. And you always promised me a hat, too. That hasn't happened yet.
Well,
You
I
just
don't
stole
know.
their thunder.
Oh,
No, this is great. So,
It's a great
in the
segue.
roofing industry, hats mean something.
Yes,
Right? I mean, we
of course.
covet our hats. And so Universal just got brand new hats in.
I love them.
You guys being such an advocate of our show and great friends that
Yes.
we don't hang out with.
Right. That we're going to. We're changing that.
We wanted to make you an honorary
no, I gotta wear it.
honorary member
Thank
of the
Which
you.
team.
one do you want?
I'm gonna do this one.
I mean,
So
it might
my
not be
buddy Justin
sized
passed
to
it to
fit
me.
your head yet.
Oh,
I like
Boom.
it.
There we go.
Cool beans.
All
I
right.
mean, this is-
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're
Are we
officially part of the
roofers?
team.
Welcome to the
Yeah,
club.
I
I
think
like
so.
it.
Yes.
Do you trust me on a roof?
No, I trust myself.
You trust you more than me.
I kind of trust
You
Makaila.
both look like you can play the part really good right now.
Here's the deal, because we've talked with you guys about roofing and about hurricanes and what it does to roofs. We have had a lot of hail recently, though. These hailstorms have been crazy. What does hail do to a roof?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where people, their house gets hit with hail and they kind of don't think anything of it besides maybe what it's doing to their car or a window or a window screen. But what hail does to an asphalt shingle roof in particular is it creates almost like a bruising in the matting of it. So it'll create sort of an open wound on the roof, and you might not think it might not cause a leak, but it causes a very quick degradation of the roof. So the granules over time over the next few months are just going to get more and more loose. They're going to start getting in your gutters and down by the garage door. You'll start seeing them, and then when that fiberglass matting is exposed, it starts to get brittle, starts to crack. That's when the leaks and everything starts happening. So you don't want to wait too long. I mean, everybody thinks it's not a serious thing, but you want to get your roof inspected if it's been hit by hail. Also, like if hail is happening, make sure you're getting a video of it happening.
That's a good
and
point.
all that stuff.
Excellent point. Hail does damage roofs, but what I've noticed, Justin, is sometimes you won't notice any leaking or any issues until a few days, weeks, even months down the road.
Yeah, and that's why the urgency after a hailstorm isn't on the forefront of everybody's mind like a hurricane. Hurricane comes, it knocks shingles off, you see your decking, you see the leaks immediately happening. The impact of the home is severe. Well, the hail has the same impact of severity, but those symptoms don't start to show until about, like Corey says, there's some degradation that has to happen. Once that asphalt gets exposed to the sun, that's what starts getting eaten away of the roof, and then you start to have problems. And with claims, the ability to file a claim within a storm is getting tighter and tighter for policyholders. It is so important to be proactive. Jump on this storm and get your insurance company involved after an inspection so we can identify the damage. That way it's being filed and being handled when it's still very relevant, and this same claim is coming across adjusters' desks just one after another right now.
In fact, if you have been through a hailstorm recently, even if you don't see any leaking, I have a QR code on the screen right now. Derek Moser put it up there. All you have to do is take your phone out, you know how to do the QR, right? Everyone knows how to do it now because I don't really know.
Yeah,
but
you scan it and you like tap the little button.
Thank you. That's what you scan it and tap the little button.
Yeah.
And seriously, the message will get directly to Corey and Justin. They'll come out there for free and see what's going on with your roof. And here's what is a pretty important part of it too, and we talked about it before. When your insurance does kick in and your insurance is going to cover this roof, say, it's different if it's a hurricane versus a regular storm often.
It's really important. I mean, that time frame too. Florida's crazy, right? So we could have a hailstorm now, and 3 weeks from now, a hurricane could hit.
Right.
We're right around the corner from hurricane season. And so as a homeowner, if you're thinking about your policy and what your deductible is, your deductible typically for a hailstorm is considerably less than what a named wind event would cause your deductible to be. Usually that's about 2% of the home's value. And so it's really good to put a stake in the ground now when a hail hits it, because the claim will be based off of a hailstorm rather than if you wait 6 months and a named wind event hits the house. Now you're looking at a hurricane deductible, but your roof was damaged previously, but nobody knew because you didn't file a claim.
It's so important. And what's different about Universal is literally there are roofing companies out there who there's some dude in an office looking at like Google Earth, quoting a roof. Never is even going to go to your house. That's not what you do. In fact, I think a lot of times when you file an insurance claim, the most important initial conversation is the inspection that insurance adjuster does. you will actually be there talking the language with that adjuster, telling them what you see.
It's an absolute standard for us to meet with your insurance adjuster on site. We put the ball in your court on the front end to let us know when that scheduled appointment is going to happen between the insurance adjuster and us. That way we can put it on our calendar, we can be there. Sometimes we arrive about 30 minutes earlier than the scheduled arrival of the adjuster because those guys are busy too, especially in a storm environment like this. They're bouncing from roof to roof. They're trying to get their day complete. So we don't want to run the risk of missing them. But being on the roof with the adjuster is so vital because 9 times out of 10, they do their job, they do it very well. But every now and then, we just want to make sure we're there, that they can see the roof the way we see the roof, okay? And because everything that's happening during that inspection, they're collecting data that's going to be sent back to a desk adjuster who may never even lay eyes on your roof. They're going to cover your house based off that report. We're just there to make sure that report is as accurate and specific as possible with nothing missed. So it's an absolute must.
Makes all the difference in the world, having that relationship, or not even a relationship, but pointing out what you see on the roof to the insurance adjuster could literally save the people at home watching right now years of litigation that they could lose at the end of the day. Makes a big difference. Now, there are times that you go see a house and it's not probably storm related, it's just age or whatever, and you have to tell them, look, I don't think this is an insurance claim, yet the roof is a vital part of the house. If you don't fix your roof, you're going to ruin the rest of your house. You've created great programs to make getting a new roof affordable for every homeowner out there.
Yeah, it's not always insurance, guys. It's, there's plenty of times we go to roofs and there's no storm damage, and we get off and it's sort of like, well, you don't have any storm damage, but man, it's certainly time for a new roof. And so we have things in place. We have payment options from a retail perspective. We have financing plans. Essentially, we want to be able to meet you where you're at. We want to sit down at your kitchen table with you and come up with a plan for the roof, the way that it's going to be done and how it's going to be paid for, so that it's not, taking food off your table, but at the same time, you're protecting your biggest asset.
Great job, guys. As always, Corey, Justin, Universal Roof and Contracting. Hit the QR code now. Call them. Visit their website. They are the only place we trust when it comes to the most important part of your house. Maybe it's that roof. Makaila.
Justin.
I feel more comfortable as a homeowner now knowing that there's some options out there. Being a homeowner can be a little scary, but we have some great businesses here in Central Florida to make sure that our homes are totally taken care of.
Yeah, we
Excellent job today, as always. I like the hat.
Yours is nice. I like mine. Mine's a little special.
Special thanks, as always, to our WKMG-based crew, but most importantly, thank you for watching us every weekend. See you again next week for more Best of Central Florida. When we return, the best home improvement benefits. Welcome to the Best of Central Florida. We'll do that a 4th time. Home is the biggest asset, spinning out. Welcome to the Best of Central Florida.
What is wrong with you?
Maybe have blooper reel today.
The preceding Best of Central Florida program was sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.